Oh man, so Russell Wilson, the ultimate company guy, is getting fucked in the ass by the company. Now this man has been going hard as hell and looking cringy as hell ever since he got inside them.
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
And now they're scapegoating him and getting ready to cut him to save some goddamn money. Now, I'll get into more of my thoughts later, but we're going to get into the opinions from folks all around the sports world because this news has pissed damn near everybody off. And by the way, future free agents, keep this in the back of your mind the next time the Broncos hit your line, all right? Now, news dropped yesterday and it shocked everyone saying that Russell Wilson was being benched for Stidham. Goddamn Stidham. Now, since then, things have progressed all the way to the point that Russell Wilson is expected to be cut from the Broncos. Crazy ass development. Since then, Russell Wilson has tweeted, "Guys, got me. Looking forward to what's next." And Dove Kleiman has a breakdown of everything that went down. It says the Broncos threatened to bench Russell Wilson weeks ago if he didn't remove his injury guarantees per Schultz report. Now, Russell Wilson's benching by the Broncos today is solely financially related and has been in the works for weeks. The Broncos approached Wilson 2 days after their October 29th upset win over the Kansas City Chiefs and told him he would be made inactive for the rest of the season if he did not adjust his contract and deferred the injury guarantee trigger date that he has for 2025. So this lets me know that low-key, Sean Payton may have been wanting that man to fail. Or whomever, they probably wanted that man to fail because he wasn't their guy. You feel me? The new regime, the new folks in there, Sean Payton, he ain't the one they wanted because when they was losing, things was all cool. Hoping that Russell Wilson will continue to underperform. Listen, Russ, you ain't doing your thing. You might as well give us a pay cut if you want to stay here. But after a goddamn win over the Chiefs, they came and told him this bullshit. That's crazy. Now, they're saying the threat, however, shocked Russ. It shocked them. And the two sides got into a major dispute on how to proceed. Now, when the threat was made by the Broncos, the team, Wilson's camp, the NFLPA, and another unknown party were involved in negotiations that ended with no change in Wilson's contract. And it all came crashing down today when Sean Payton and other top-level members of Denver's organization decided to go ahead with the plan they've had for weeks. A pretty wild turn of events, phenomenal reporting by Schultz Report with Bleacher Report, alright? Now this is actually Sean Payton speaking, check this out right here.
It looks like Russ is taking the brunt of the blame.
Well, I get that, and yet I can't replace the entire offensive line. I can't bring in 5 new receivers, and if it continues over a period of time, then there'll be another guy here talking to you as well. This is something that, you know, these are difficult decisions, and obviously there's more attention when it's the quarterback who's under contract, but different than maybe, you know, earlier decisions we've made with maybe last year's prior starters. I can just assure you one thing, and honestly, and I've said this to Greg and George a number of times, I'm just interested in winning. And it doesn't matter how. When you do this, you know, for this long a period of time, that's all you're interested in because there's nothing like it. And then the other side of it, you know, there's nothing like that either. So that's kind of what it is.
Now, let me not be a hypocrite, but I've had a conversation off the record about all this a while ago when someone asked me why Russell Wilson wasn't succeeding in Denver. And my thoughts were he just isn't the quarterback that can overcome the lack of talent at this point in his career. And the money that he was given doesn't leave enough cap room to surround him with better players. Now, when the Broncos traded all that shit away for Russell Wilson, they thought that their defense was good enough and all they needed was a competent quarterback to become a contender. Well, they thought goddamn wrong. And now, speaking of those receivers that Sean Payton was saying that he can't replace, here goes Jerry Jeudy's reaction to the news of Russ being cut.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised. You know, he just told us out of nowhere. So yeah, I was pretty surprised. You know, having Russ all-star quarterback the whole year, then you know, last 2 games it's been a switch. You know, so I think it was a surprise to everybody in the locker room.
Meanwhile, they found some likes in In reaction to the news that Sean Payton announced that Jarrett Stidham would start at quarterback, Jerry Jeudy liked it. Now, that's pretty interesting. You know, Jerry Jeudy must think he's going to become a legit #1 receiver now. Young boy, I wish you the best. And since you're a Florida Jet, I'm going to spare you. Now, let's get into some reactions from around the sports world about this Russell Wilson news. So Robert Little of BSO gave these details right here. So Pro Football Talk, PFT, saying the only outcome to the Russell Wilson situation is Wilson being released before his 2025 salary becomes fully guaranteed in March 2024. He has no trade clause and no reason to agree to any trade. It's over, done, finito. It was obvious once the Broncos benched him. And it says still got to pay Russ close to $40 million and looking at a dead cap of close to $50 million. While paying a mid-coach $18 million a year. Russ will get paid $124 million for 30 games. Mr. Unlimited is a genius. Okay. Now, Robert Griffin says, mad respect for how you've handled this entire situation. When you were disrespected, you still showed respect. When you were threatened, you led your team to wins. When you were torn down, you kept building up your guys and never wavered. God's got your back. Russell Wilson happened to like this tweet, by the way. Geno Smith saying free 3, you know, former backup for Russ, saying free 3. Nate Jackson, who's a former Broncos player, says Russell Wilson benching shows more about Sean Payton than Wilson. Russ's 2023 numbers on pace to best his rookie season 2012 when Seahawks went 11-5 and Wilson went to a Pro Bowl. It's not that you can't win with Russell, it's that Payton would prefer not to. Now, former NFL player Bucky Brooks says Russell Wilson is the consummate professional to handle the Broncos' financial ultimatum and benching threats while continuing to lead the team to wins. Though he is not the player he once was, he deserves to be treated with more respect. The sideline tongue lashings in particular seem a little extra given the info that leaked today. It always seemed far more personal than a normal head coach QB1 debate. Now we might know why. Dez Bryant reached out to Russ to send him some love, saying, I hope you see the players who are going to war behind you. Not for clout, not for views. It's because we know the other side. Yes, the game is for entertaining the people, but athletes still should be respected as humans. It takes time to plot a good story. That's why you are getting such a bad rap from the other side. The people who only see the game, not the situation behind closed doors. Outlandish opinions of others can be brain-wrecking. But this new area of media get to show the athlete truth regardless of what anybody thinks. It's time to start making our mental stronger than our physical appearance. We can only do it together for the athlete by the athlete. Former All-Pro wide receiver Roddy Wright says, I can't believe Sean Payton. The disrespect is way too much. Russ should never back up no damn Stidham. Everybody in football know he can't play. If you don't want Russ, just wait until the end of the season to move on. Terrible ass Sean Payton calling them terrible plays. Now, these are some things that Russell Wilson actually liked on his page. This tweet says Russell Wilson is now getting benched despite outplaying some of the league's biggest stars. Now, this is him in comparison to Patrick Mahomes. Passing TDs 26. That matches Mahomes at 26. Interceptions, he had 8. That's doing better than Mahomes, who has 14. Yards attempt 6.9, the same as Mahomes. And rushing TDs, he got 3. Mahomes 0. This person says make it make sense. It's all about the money, man. It's all about the money. All right, now this is what pisses me off about this Russell Wilson news. Russ has been doing his best to be the perfect professional for these lame ass owners. Only to be treated like Antonio Brown or some shit. Now, what's the point of being on your best behavior when these teams are going to find whatever reason they want to funk you over at the end of the day? What's the reason? What's the point? Now, this isn't an excuse for athletes to go out there and be an asshole. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm getting at. But it definitely should make you pause when you try to play the game like Russ. Building this perfect image when at the end of the day, just being yourself is okay. All they care about is winning in their pockets. So if you're a chill dude like Lamar Jackson or a company guy like Russ, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Just be yourself and perform. Take advantage of these teams before they take advantage of you. And this is why I never gave a damn when Darrelle Revis was giving these GMs hell in his prime. Funk these narratives that they try to feed about me and my uncle. Pay me my goddamn money. Now, Russ should feel no shame if they cut him. They'll still have to pay him, you know? He can move on and give a contender a friendly contract and look like Russell Wilson with the Legion of Boom once again, just to piss the Broncos off or some shit. That's if he wants to. He possibly could go ahead and get some money, some good money from somewhere else and double up. Who knows? But I'm excited to see what will be next for Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited. You feel me? So they did that boy dirty. They did that boy dirty. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here though. This is another update with Stace. Yo. Hey though, the new year's coming up and you may be trying to get into the best shape of your life. I got you, man. I got the best weight loss fitness program that's helping me go from the body of a fat slob, to the physique of a Greek god. I've gone from 274 pounds to 237 within a matter of months. And listen, just go to the SLOB to GAWD website. Any purchase on there, any purchase comes with the workout program and the meal plan that I've been using. And if you have any questions, anything about anything in regards to this weight loss journey, DM me on Instagram or TikTok right now at SLOB to GAWD. That link is in the description. Let's unlock our potential and go from SLOB to GAWD.